There's been some turbulent years at Barcelona, but one best Barcelona side that we remember is when we did see the La Masia players or the young players who really played the Barca way. Is this hope for Barca's future that these young players are doing so well already?
Not only for the future, Kay, for me, for the present, because when you watch any game of Barcelona, you see how Hector Ford just made his debut this season, or how Pau Cubarsí even was called up for Spain national team. And those players are not on the list. And those players are going to be really massive for the next seasons. And that is why, that is the best thing of all in Barcelona's season. Because if you make an overall see of what Xavi did this year, is like, okay, you get a great talented players like Pedri, like Alejandro Balde. We never talked about him because he's injured, but he's amazing for the left back of Barcelona. But at the same time, they have, a great future, but they are the present of Football Club Barcelona. I remember Xavi saying, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, saying like, okay, I was the one who put Garnacho, Balde, Petri, Gabi, alongside with Pau Cubarsí, with Hector Ford, with Lamine Yamal. And that is why, if you are a Barca fan, you got to be proud of that. You got to be proud of that because you don't have the money anymore to be competing with Real Madrid, Manchester City, PSG, or that kind of clubs. So that is why you get to build your own stars, and you are doing it well. And that is why, you need a guy like Xavi to say, okay, we can't compete with, for example, Erling Haaland transfer or Jude Bellingham. I mean, we don't have the money due to our financial problems. Okay, let's see, and let's do what made us famous in the last 15 years. Okay, so they construct, they build, and they make them debut, in the first team. And they are more than ready because this is the style, Barcelona style, that they are used to play. For that's why, for me, it's a great achievement for Xavi and for Barcelona. And they have a great treasure, and they need to look after those guys because they're going to be the future, but the present of Football Club Barcelona in the next season.
Okay, Rodri, let me end it on this.
Hey, sorry, can I just jump in on somebody? Because I thought he had somehow turned 21 or 22 even, and I didn't know or whatever, and I looked him up. We haven't even mentioned the guy who is one of my favorite young Barcelona players, Fermin Lopez. Do we just overlook him? Because
I agree that he's not on the list because I think he's not as good as these players that we mentioned.
No, but
he's a top player.
And whatever. And so I'm like, surely you can have Fermin Lopez in the Hector Ford conversation, no?
Well, it could be. But for me, I mean, the thing is that Hector Ford. I saw him playing at the reserve team, and he's amazing. And Fermin is good at the same time. But in that position, you get so many great players. You get to compete against Gabi, against Pedri, against Musiala, against Jude Bellingham. And for me, he's not at that conversation. So that is why, I agree with that list.
Here's what you need to do, Gab. You need to get on the phone to your mate Tar and have a word with him. All right?
About Fermin Lopez, yeah.
We're going to
have a word with him about why he has so few defenders on the list.
Oh, here we go. Sticking up for the defenders. There's actually been some talk about this in previous editions. It is hard not to be picking the attacking players in this one, but that is something else you can take up with him. Last question to you, Rodri, and let's see what the guys have to say about this. Rodri, would you take Barcelona's 5 stars in the list over Real Madrid's 2 that are in the list and Endrick? So you've got Pedri, Gavi, Yamal, Balde, and Vitor Roque, or Bellingham, Camavinga, and Endrick?
Well, this is a tricky one because if you see Real Madrid with Bellingham, Camavinga, and Endrick, you see, okay, they're going to be the one who are going to rule La Liga in the next years. But at the same time, it's like Pedri, if he's back in shape, Gabi once he's, ready after his injury, Lamine Yamal, Balde. There are 5 against 3. And I know that Bellingham, he's the best one, and Camavinga, he's going to be a top one, and Endrick is going to make history for Real Madrid. But now, at this point of the season, I would choose Barcelona. For sure, I think.
Is he right, Gab?
Honestly, I'm viewing this in terms of, obviously the, NFL draft is coming up in a couple months or so. So viewing it like that, would I trade those 3 guys for the other 5 guys? if I was 100% certain that Pedri, Gavi, and Balde were going to, stay fit and go back once they return, be the players they were before, yeah, I would take the Barcelona guys just for sheer numbers, because I think Lamine Yamal's ceiling is extremely high. I think his ceiling is as high as Endrick's. And then you've got Pedri and Gavi against Bellingham and Camavinga. And then you've got the two other guys. So, yeah, for the numbers, I would go Barcelona.
Are we going to make it a Barca treble, Mark, to end it?
I mean, that is such a tough question to ask. I think all I can say is that the good thing is that sooner rather than later, we're going to get Barcelona back to being competitive again. The Clásico is going to be big again. Well, they're already big, but, big that matter in the sense that it could be very close, because Barca have got a great crop of young players coming through. But if you had to say what's it going to be, I'd say the Real Madrid 3, because, Bellingham is the real deal. He's ready-made. He's already there. Camavinga is the same. And Endrick, as we know, he could be the next big thing in the world for the next 10 years. So while, Pedri and Gavi and Yamal are there and obviously got great talent, I just think that right now, I think that Real have got a little bit more quality, 51, 49%, but I'd say Real just for now because their players are doing it right now.